In the heart of West Africa there is a country called Burkina Faso. For many years this nation has faced serious difficulties. One of the biggest challenges has been infrastructure. This word may sound complex, but it refers to the basic systems a country needs to function properly. It includes roads that allow people to travel without difficulty. It includes electricity for homes and businesses so people can have light and operate equipment. It includes access to clean water for daily use. It also includes systems that allow goods to move from one place to another. For a very long time Burkina Faso did not have enough of these essential foundations. Imagine living in a small village where roads are not covered with strong materials like asphalt. Instead they are simple dirt paths. When the sun is out these roads are dry, dusty and uneven, which makes travel slow and uncomfortable. When the rainy season arrives these same roads turn into deep stretches of sticky mud. Cars, trucks and buses become trapped. For weeks and sometimes for months it becomes almost impossible to leave the village or for supplies and visitors to arrive. This situation has been part of daily life for decades. The absence of reliable infrastructure has acted like a heavy burden on the country and its people. It has limited growth, reinforced poverty and made everyday life far more difficult than it should be. Now conditions are beginning to change across the country. A sense of hope is spreading among communities. This shift is being guided by the new national leadership under President Ibrahim Traoré. He has introduced a clear and ambitious vision. His goal is not limited to minor adjustments. He aims to transform Burkina Faso from its foundation. At the center of this effort is a major national program known as the Faso Maboa Initiative. This plan focuses on building what the country has lacked for many years. It seeks to replace weak dirt roads with durable modern highways. It also seeks to give citizens practical tools to improve their living conditions. This effort is not only about construction. It represents a long-term investment in stability, progress and opportunity. To understand why the Faso Maboa initiative matters so much, it is important to look at the long history of neglect. For generations national development was slowed by political instability, limited resources and difficult geography. Because of these factors projects such as roads and power networks were often delayed or ignored. As a result everyday activities became major obstacles for ordinary people. Consider a farmer living in a remote area. He works throughout the year growing crops such as maize, cotton or vegetables. When harvest time comes he plans to sell his produce in a nearby town to support his family. To reach the market he must travel on a poorly maintained dirt road. If his vehicle becomes stuck in mud he may be delayed for many hours or even days. During this time his crops can spoil. When he finally arrives he may find his goods damaged or he may be forced to sell them at a much lower price. This reduces income needed for food, education and medical care. This situation has affected thousands of families and has kept many farming communities trapped in poverty. The impact reaches beyond agriculture. Imagine a sick child in the same village who needs urgent treatment. The nearest health center may be far away. Because the roads are in poor condition emergency vehicles cannot reach the village quickly. In critical moments this delay can have serious consequences for families and for the wider community. The family may try to carry the child to the clinic on their own but the trip is long and exhausting. Valuable time is lost along the way. An illness that could have been treated without difficulty can turn into a life-threatening condition. This is the real human cost of weak infrastructure. Whole communities remain exposed with very limited access to doctors, nurses and medicine that could protect their lives. This situation has caused deaths that could have been prevented and suffering that did not need to happen if there were dependable roads. Poor infrastructure also slows down the national economy. Companies must be able to move goods and supplies without difficulty. When transport takes too long and costs too much, businesses struggle to expand. A firm that plans to open a factory will look at Burkina Faso and see serious obstacles. They question how raw materials will arrive and how finished goods will reach buyers. Faced with these problems, many investors choose other countries where operations are easier. As a result, fewer factories are built and fewer jobs are created. Young people who complete school often cannot find work. This creates frustration and loss of direction. In some cases, it makes unemployed youth vulnerable to extremist groups that offer money or a sense of purpose. In this way, damaged roads contribute not only to poverty but also to instability and insecurity. Confronted with these challenges, national leaders understood that continuing the same approach was not an option. They realized that waiting for outside support would not bring lasting change. They needed to take responsibility for their future. In 2024, President Ibrahim Traoré announced a plan meant to reshape the country. He introduced the Faso Maboa initiative, which was designed to rebuild infrastructure from the ground up. The name reflected pride and self-reliance. This was not presented as another routine government promise. It was a clear call for action and a movement to physically rebuild the nation. The president repeatedly stated that the people must depend on their own effort and skill to solve national problems. The initiative represented this belief in a concrete way. The message was direct. Every citizen had a role in the transformation. Everyone was expected to contribute and work together to improve villages, towns, and cities as quickly as possible. This approach helped create shared responsibility and national pride. Leaders studied examples from other parts of the world. They looked at how China transformed itself within a few decades by investing heavily in infrastructure through the Belt and Road Initiative. The government examined how roads, railways, and ports strengthened national connection and economic growth. At the same time, they knew this model could not be copied exactly. It needed adjustment to suit local conditions. The objective was clear but bold. The plan aimed to build thousands of kilometers of high-quality paved roads linking all regions of the country. The vision extended further than roads alone. It included affordable housing and upgrades to electricity, water, and healthcare services. The long-term goal was to build a nation that was connected, stable, and able to offer opportunity to all citizens. One of the earliest signs of this commitment appeared through investment in machinery. In early 2024, the government acquired more than 900 new heavy construction machines. This step drew widespread attention. The equipment included bulldozers, excavators, graders, dump trucks, and road rollers needed to construct modern highways. It became one of the largest investments in infrastructure machinery in national history. This decision was not only about equipment. It sent a strong message of determination. The machines were deployed across the country with a clear mission to replace dirt paths with paved roads, especially in rural regions that had long been ignored. The president issued strict instructions to the teams involved. There were to be no delays and no excuses. The construction target was extremely ambitious. The goal was to pave between 3,000 and 5,000 kilometers of roads each year. This speed exceeds what many wealthier nations achieve. The plan aimed to reshape the map of Burkina Faso by connecting communities and strengthening the economy in ways never achieved before. It may appear that the Faso Maboa initiative focuses only on roads. Roads are a central element, but the vision is far broader and more complete. The leadership understands that real development means improving every part of daily life. A new road brings value, but its impact is stronger when families along that road also have safe housing, steady electricity, and access to schools and clinics. This is why Faso Maboa follows a holistic approach that looks at the whole picture of national progress. A major part of the initiative is dedicated to affordable housing. In many urban areas, people live in overcrowded and unsafe environments. The plan includes building modern housing projects that give families secure, clean, and dignified homes. These homes are designed as living communities with access to clean water, effective sanitation systems, and dependable electricity. A stable home environment can change a family's future by improving health, safety, and overall quality of life. The initiative also focuses on public transportation and postal services. With improved roads, it becomes possible to operate reliable bus routes that link remote villages to towns and cities. This gives people the ability to travel for work, education, or family needs. It reduces isolation and opens new opportunities. Stronger postal services also allow letters, packages and information to move across the country more efficiently, which supports both personal communication and economic activity. Agriculture, which forms the backbone of the economy, receives special attention. Better roads already help farmers reach markets more easily. The plan goes further by improving access to quality seeds, fertilizers and modern tools. It also supports access to credit so farmers can invest in their land and expand production. By strengthening agriculture, the initiative raises rural incomes, improves food security and supports long-term economic stability in Burkina Faso. Energy infrastructure is another key focus. For many years a large part of the population has lived without electricity. This limits education, business growth and healthcare services. Children struggle to study after dark. Clinics face challenges storing medicines. The initiative includes expanding the power grid to bring reliable electricity to more towns and villages. This change supports better healthcare, education and new business opportunities, which helps drive national development. This integrated strategy shows a clear understanding of what is required to build a strong and prosperous society. It moves beyond promises and focuses on real outcomes. The most important part of the Faso-Maboa effort is that progress is already visible. Change is no longer theoretical. It is happening in everyday life. One clear example can be seen in a small village near Kédougou. For many years this village was an active farming community with dedicated residents and strong production. Their main obstacle was access. A single dirt road of 30 kilometers linked them to the outside world. During the dry season travel was difficult. During the rainy season the road turned into deep mud and vehicles could not pass. For months the village remained isolated from the rest of the country. Their harvest often spoiled before it could be sold. Income disappeared and access to basic services was lost. Then the Faso-Maboa initiative arrived. New construction machines were delivered and work teams began transforming the road. They removed the old dirt surface, built a solid base and added smooth, long-lasting asphalt. A modern paved road now links the village directly to the busy markets of Kédougou. The effect of this single road was immediate and significant. A journey that once took 3 difficult hours can now be completed in 30 minutes. Farmers can transport fresh produce quickly and reliably. Food no longer spoils and earnings increase. Seasonal isolation is no longer a barrier. Children in the village can now travel to school safely and regularly, which improves their chance of success. When someone becomes ill, medical workers can reach the village quickly, or the patient can be taken to a hospital in time. This road delivered more than pavement. It brought opportunity, safety and confidence to the community. Similar results are now appearing in many parts of Burkina Faso. These examples show how focused investment in infrastructure can directly improve daily life. Transforming a nation is complex, and the Faso-Maboa initiative faces real challenges. The leadership understands these obstacles and continues to address them carefully. The first challenge is funding. Building roads, homes and power systems requires major financial resources. The early investment in machinery created momentum, but long-term success depends on steady funding. The government is working with international partners, including development banks and friendly states, to secure loans and grants. It is also managing national finances with care to support these projects. Consistent funding remains essential. The second challenge is security. Burkina Faso has faced extremist violence for many years, especially in northern and eastern areas. These groups threaten construction sites, workers, and new infrastructure. Protection of projects is therefore a priority. Security forces are deployed to safeguard work zones. Cooperation with local communities is also essential. When people see projects as their own, they are more willing to protect them and report risks. This partnership approach helps ensure continued progress. The third challenge is climate resilience. The country experiences drought and intense rainy seasons. Infrastructure must be built to withstand these conditions. Poor design would lead to damage and wasted resources. The initiative uses climate-aware construction methods. Roads are built with strong materials and advanced drainage systems. Some are raised to avoid flood damage. Water systems are designed to function during dry periods. Building for future conditions is critical to long-term durability. Community involvement has become a key reason for early success. Many past projects failed because decisions were made without local input. Communities felt no responsibility for results. The Faso Maboa approach is different. It follows a bottom-up model. From the start, residents are involved in planning and execution. Officials meet villagers and listen to elders, farmers, women and youth. They ask where roads, schools and clinics are most needed. This respect ensures projects meet real needs. Local capacity building is another core principle. The initiative focuses on skills, not only structures. Construction firms are required to hire local workers. This creates jobs and supports local economies. Training programs teach young people how to operate machinery, perform maintenance and start small businesses. This reduces unemployment and offers alternatives to instability. It also creates pride. People protect what they helped build. Communities become caretakers of their own infrastructure. This reduces dependence on foreign labor and strengthens national resilience. The changes in Burkina Faso are attracting attention beyond its borders. As a landlocked nation, new roads also support regional trade. Connections to coastal neighbors such as Ghana, Ivory Coast and Togo improve movement of goods. Leaders in Mali and Niger are closely observing this progress. Discussions are emerging around regional cooperation. A shared infrastructure pact could align road, rail, energy and communication projects across borders. Such cooperation could reshape the regional economy. A better connected West Africa would trade more efficiently and attract greater investment. This would create jobs, support industry and improve stability. In this way, Burkina Faso could inspire a wider transformation across the region. The future now appears more promising. Challenges remain, but direction is clear. If momentum continues, experts believe that by 2035 Burkina Faso could become one of the fastest growing economies in West Africa. Rural poverty could decline and millions of jobs could emerge across multiple sectors. The Faso Maboa story shows what is possible with strong leadership, smart investment and public participation. Infrastructure is not only physical material. It is the foundation of opportunity, health, safety and dignity. As the government of President Ibrahim Traoré continues to build roads, it is also building a new chapter for the nation. The journey continues, but the destination is now visible. A prosperous, strong and resilient Burkina Faso built 1 kilometer at a time, 1 community at a time and 1 life at a time.